with everything that had been going on with Rafi Devers over the last 2 seasons, I'm not surprised that Devers was traded. That is not surprising to me. What is surprising to me is that it happened in season, specifically now. I mean, it's June 15th, and the trade deadline season that initially appeared to look like, hey, maybe there won't be too many stars available. You know, we got a lot of players that are having career years or bounce back years, or star players that are having down years. Those are the guys that are going to be available. And then this bombshell blockbuster is randomly dropped by Robert Murray and then confirmed, not really confirmed, we can trust Murray, but Passan also tweeting the deal, and then Robert Murray about 10 or 15 minutes later, 20 minutes later, with the full trade. The Giants get Devers, and the Red Sox get Jordan Hicks, who's not having a good year this year, Kyle Harrison, who's got something to him. I mean, this is a good pitcher, a young pitcher, a lot of control, a great piece to work into that Red Sox pitching equation. James Tibbs, which is one of the Giants' top prospects, and Jose Bayo, who is pitching at the rookie plus and was an international signing and is pitching well. So, I mean, you look at Harrison, Tibbs, Bayo for Devers. I mean, the Giants, the Red Sox, both teams kind of Red Sox getting more good prospects, getting a pitcher that works into the equation right away with Kyle Harrison, Jordan Hicks. Maybe you can get him right. I mean, this is, I like this for the Boston Red Sox because it had become a headache with Rafi Devers. And that is really what I think this boils down to. Too much. Last spring training, this spring training, not willing to move positions and not willing to put the team first, putting himself first. After signing that contract that Chaim Bloom worked out. So now you have this new front office and Craig Breslow, and that's not a contract that Craig Breslow did. So I am not surprised to see the deal go down, especially if this is the return package. You know, if this is the return package, this works for Boston, and it keeps them in a mode where they are in it for a wild card spot this year. The momentum is there for Boston right now with the sweep of the New York Yankees, getting back above 500. They've been playing good baseball lately. This is a Red Sox team that is going to rise on our power rankings that we will get back together and do in a couple of hours. Red Sox are headed in the right direction, and they just got rid of a headache. I mean, Devers had been playing some good baseball. That is something that cannot be overlooked. We remember how the season started for Rafi Devers, that 0 for 50 or whatever the heck it was, 0 for 100, couldn't get a hit, striking out left to right. But he had really been turning it on and had been putting together a really good season. So from the Giants' perspective, you're getting the bat that you need. This Giants team, for those that are not aware, they are a bottom 10 slug team. This team does not have the power that they need to really compete.
Sox trying to get the Babe Ruth curse back. Upside down face emoji.
Now, see, that's it, Jeffrey. I am okay with this trade from a Red Sox perspective. You get Hicks, you throw him in the bullpen, you see if he can get right. Hicks has a track record. There's something there. Harrison was a top Giants prospect. Tibbs is a top Giants prospect. Jose Bayo is pitching very well, an international signing that could easily land in a top 25 prospect organization ranking next season. So this, I don't hate this, and especially with Boston and all of the young talent that is now making their way to the major league level. Devers stuck at DH now. There's you don't want to pay a DH. What's his contract? 313, 330, 340, whatever it is. 300 and God, where's the number? 313. $313 million for a DH at the age of 28. And he's going to be the DH probably. That's where he's going to be now. So you get rid of that. I haven't seen any money that Boston is going to be sending along with Devers. Now, maybe we will, in time, learn that the Red Sox did send some money to increase the prospects that are coming back to the Red Sox here. But really, focusing on Devers and what he's done this year, remember the terrible start. Since then, he has still gotten himself to a point where he is at an OPS plus of 149. That's 49% above league average. His OPS is almost 900. So that you've got a tremendous bat here. Instantly becomes the best. Is he the best power threat in this team now? I'm trying to think about. We got Elliot Ramos here. I mean, I think he might be. I'm going to pull up the roster real quick here behind the scenes. You got Willy Adames, has not really been hitting for power this year. Elliot Ramos with the 11 home runs. Wilmer Flores with the 11 home runs. So Rafi Devers is the home run leader on this team. Rafi Devers is slugging right around 500. So he would be the number one slugging percentage on this team. I mean, this is a Giants team that is bottom 10 in all of baseball in slugging. And Rafi Devers himself is about 100 points higher than the Giants as a team. So this is something that they needed. And this Giants season was off to a great start. They have been able to continue that and keep it going. And now they're looking at this like, we are for real. We are going for it. An aggressive early buy here on June 15th. Again, I'm not surprised that this is happening. I am still surprised they were able to work this out in season. This felt like a deal that would go down during the offseason, that you would need more time, that if you're trading Rafi Devers, you would want to almost try to create a bidding war, try to create a situation where you're pulling in multiple teams that may have an interest. I mean, if the Angels were in a different situation, do you think the Angels would maybe try to step up for Rafi Devers, get closer to the end of that Anthony Rendon contract? Angels, the way things have gone this year, wouldn't really be in the conversation for Rafi Devers, but they might in the offseason. So by pulling off the trade now, are you talking to less teams than if you were in the offseason? I mean, think about the Toronto Blue Jays. Certainly the Blue Jays are not doing that trade now, but in the offseason, after Bo Bichette, you know without any uncertainty that Bo Bichette is going to be gone, and you're looking at this team, and you got Santander, a switch hitter, you got Vladdy, a righty, you're 1 year closer to the end of the Springer contract, you're looking for a power lefty bat. The Blue Jays could have been in the conversation for Devers. They must have thought, the Red Sox, that this is the best deal they were going to get, and I really can't fight that. Getting Harrison and Tibbs, those are two really good pieces here. It was funny, the initial trade. A lot of people, what's up, Eric? The initial trade what was reported was that Jordan Hicks was headed back to the Red Sox. But we did hear rather quickly that Kyle Harrison was no longer warming up. He was slated to go tonight against the Dodgers, and he was pulled because he was in the deal. If you were a Red Sox fan and you saw Devers going to the Giants, Jordan Hicks headed to the Red Sox, and we hadn't heard any other names yet, maybe that might have made you nervous. But I'm good at this. Broken Nation, the Giants are taking the rest of the Devers contract. There you go. So they take the contract. They're giving up the pieces. I mean, Tibbs is a good piece here. James Tibbs is the number 4 prospect in the organization, carries a hit tool of 60 out of 80 with a power tool of 55 out of 80. This was the number 13 pick in last year's draft. And to the start of his pro career, let's scratch last year. Last year he played like 20 games. This year he played in High A Eugene and was doing fine. 857 OPS, 12 home runs. That's the bat headed to Boston. That's a tremendous prospect in James Tibbs. And again, Kyle Harrison Kyle Harrison is a dude. I believe in this guy. The numbers this year have not been fantastic. Was coming out of the bullpen a lot earlier in the season, has shifted to the rotation, but this guy is a starter, and he's a starter with I think better effort to come. To this point in his career, it has not really started. He has not really started to shine, but I believe that there's a really good pitcher here as well. So with Tibbs and Harrison, those two are really the two bright spots in this trade going back to Boston. And again, maybe one of the real value points here is that you get that money off the books. The Giants take it all, and you get that headache, dude. A guy that doesn't want to move positions for the betterment of the team, that complains about it, that we have these public episodes. No, man, like that's not a guy you want on your team. By the way, Aris, thank you for the 17 months on the Platinum Club. You commented Red Sox and Giants are playing later this week too. Also, Boston was all over Tibbs till Montgomery fell to them in the draft last year. Thank you, Aris. Abdullah, thank you for these 16 months. Good for the Red Sox, to be honest. They don't need toxic players when they have some of the most talented young prospects. Not thrilled as a Dodgers fan. Yeah, this definitely adds some juice to this National League West situation with the Dodgers, the Giants, and the Padres this season, and the D-backs trying to claw their way back in it with a strong week. You've got a Giants team now adding Rafi
If Sox
Devers.
ate some
It's huge.
contract, they get number one prospect? Thoughtful face emoji.
Maybe. I mean, potentially, but I really do think they want to be done with it. Absolutely be done with it. Move on. I mean, thinking about the Giants' top prospects. So ahead of Tibbs, you had Carson Whisenhunt. You had Bryce Eldridge. Bryce Eldridge is definitely, from a power perspective, is just a different dude. But here's what I'll say about this. Eldridge has been up at AAA, got his promotion about 2 weeks ago, and is struggling. He's dealing with some things there. Here's the thing about Tibbs. With the season he's having, Tibbs is the kind of guy that probably shoots up to that number 1 or number 2 spot in the Giants farm system next year. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he wouldn't overtake Eldridge, but this is still a really talented player. James Tibbs is a 50 out of 80 prospect. Bryce Eldridge was a 55 out of 80 prospect. They got a real good prospect there in James Tibbs. And again, I'm a believer in Kyle Harrison. Jordan Hicks is kind of a throw-in here. Jose Bello, again, another prospect that has been pitching well at the minor league level. You're not going to find him on the Giants' top 30 prospect list right now, but if you go and look him up in MILB, you can see his numbers and you can see he's holding his own down in the minors. He is an international signing, a recent international signing. So, I mean, you get a young pitching prospect to develop. You get Harrison, who's ready now, Hicks, who slots into the bullpen right away, Tibbs to add more talent to that farm system as they're calling guys up. Exactly. The whole idea of the Red Sox with all of the young talent, they don't need toxic players like Rafi Devers. Exactly. Get him out of there. The last thing you want is a sour, disgruntled, I don't want to play first, I don't want to DH, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that guy. When you have Christian Campbell, when you have Marcelo Meyer, when you have Roman Anthony.
Sellers.
Michael with the comment about the Braves. Yeah, I mean, look, they win a couple games against the Rockies. You start to feel good, then they lose, and it's all of a every loss is almost like a reality check. It feels like for two teams right now, the Orioles and the Braves. You win a couple games and you feel like here we go, and then that loss is kind of like oh yeah, we're really we're really out of it right now. Braves did have a good week though, and when we get back together in a couple hours to do power rankings, we will be moving the Braves up. But yeah, I can't see it. I mean, Braves just have such a mountain to climb. This is our first blockbuster of the deadline. I mean, June 15th, and we are underway. Think about what this does for San Francisco. Giants fans got to be pumped. Absolutely have to be excited to get this kind of a bat. Now, you get some of the problems, you get some of the headaches, because that's going to come with him from Boston. But this could be a 30-homer guy. This could be a 40-homer guy. This is a big addition to this bat, to this lineup. This is a big bat to add to this lineup. Let me see what some of the chat has going on here. Let me see what else is in here. Let's see. I can't wait to face the Dodgers again with Chapman and Devers and Bailey in the lineup. What's the score right now? They're playing, aren't they? Haven't they had first pitch there in? Oh boy, that's going really slow. Yeah, Dodgers up 1-0 in the middle of the second. With Devers moving, who slots to DH for the Red Sox? Well, see, this is what gets kind of interesting is when I think about Boston now and them moving forward, we were already kind of looking at this situation. And I know Abraham Toro's been playing really good, but I was sort of identifying Boston as a team that could swing a trade for a power hitting first baseman. Now, here's the thing. There's not a lot of power hitting first basemen available in the market. Maybe somebody like Ryan O'Hearn could play first base for the Red Sox, but there's a lot of lefties in this lineup right now. If you've got Duran, you've got Anthony, you've got Mayer, you've got, David Hamilton is currently slotted in on Fangraphs, but obviously he could come out. So actually, there would be no problem. There would be some good balance there with the righty-lefty situation with somebody like Ryan O'Hearn as a possibility. This could also be, now with the DH spot free and clear, this could be a Marcell Ozuna trade destination. I mean, they're going to want to try to replace his power because you take his slugging, you take the Devers slugging out of Boston, you add it to San Francisco, it shoots San Francisco up, and it knocks Boston down. Because now the Boston Red Sox home run leader is Trevor Story with 9. Trevor Story is slugging .362. It's not impressive. So the Boston Red Sox are going to be looking for, they're not going to be looking for Roman Anthony, who's still only got, one hit so far in his first week. You're not going to be looking for Roman Anthony until all of a sudden. I know Fangraphs has it right now. Anthony's slotted into the number 4 spot, but that's not what you want. That's not going to last. You are going to have to be searching out some options in the market, and maybe Boston in the next week or two, maybe even before July 1st, maybe Boston makes a move. At some point, Bregman should be back. At some point, Abreu should be back. But those injuries kind of suck. They're like quad and oblique injuries. Those things just kind of like linger. You've got Masataka Yoshida, who still hasn't returned down in the minors yet. That would be, obviously, if you think about it, this opens up the return for Yoshida when he's healthy and ready to go. So that's maybe the timing of this trade is indicating a return for one or a couple of those guys. Because Bregman, Abreu, and Yoshida, you get them back. Really, Devers on the move out opens up an opportunity to give Yoshida playing time again. Because that was the block. Because Yoshida has to DH. So I think that's probably what you do. When Abreu comes back, you'll be in a situation where, you got Roman Anthony in right field right now. Rafael is in center. Duran's in left. Toro has been playing so well, but obviously Abreu needs a spot in the outfield. So does Anthony? I don't know. It's a good problem to have. When those guys are coming back, it's going to be a good problem to have because they're going to have a lot of talented players and they're going to be able to move some pieces around, but I could still see them looking around for at the DH spot at the deadline. I don't know. It would be nice if you're Boston, if you could get all of those guys back here in short order and figure out what you have before you have to go out and maybe then trade for somebody like Marcell Ozuna or Ryan O'Hearn or another bat. Let's get Abreu, Yoshida, and Bregman back and see what we got when those three are there. And maybe Roman Anthony slides into a role where he's not playing every day. Meyer slides into a role where he's not playing every day. I mean, they're still going through. They're having some good moments, and they're also having their rookie struggles. So if you're trying to make a push to grab a wild card spot, veterans, this is my philosophy, more veterans over rookies in your lineup, more experience over inexperience in that setting and in that scenario. But again, you hopefully get those guys back and you can square that away and you can figure that out. Let's see here. Rotational DH is best, but need power to replace Devers 100%. That's the thing. I mean, you were getting power from Bregman. You were getting some power from Abreu, so you want to get those two back. Abreu's been out only for about a week, and that strained oblique thing, again, those things can linger. Bregman has been out almost a month now with his quad, so hopefully I'd have to look up and see what the return status is on those two. And Yoshida still hasn't played at all. I mean, he had shoulder surgery in the offseason and has not played, has not done anything. So I would think Yoshida is a ways away because he's got to get his timing. He's going to have to start down in the minors. Like that's going to be a whole process. So knowing that you have less than 7 weeks now, and at that point, transactions come to a halt.
Does Devers want to be an SF? If not, this could backfire.
I don't know, man. We won't know that. We won't know if he wants to be in San Francisco. Thank you for the donation, Paul. He goes to a team that is in it. Boston has been up and down this year. So does he feel better in a new situation with a team that has had some good success this year, has good leadership in that clubhouse as well? I feel like this should work well. At least early on, this should work well. Definitely. Yeah. I mean, it's a good point. He has no choice. He has no choice in the matter. That is how this kind of all set up. But Boston's going to be interesting. Just thinking about those elements are kind of fascinating. I am feeling good about this though, from a San Francisco Giants perspective. I wanted to see them get some pop. I wanted to see them add some power to this lineup. A bottom 10 slugging team isn't going to cut it. You've got to have home run threats in your lineup. Elliot Ramos is one of them. Elliot Ramos, really, quite frankly, in my opinion, is the only one. Willie Adames maybe can get himself back to that standing. Wilmer Flores. I don't mean to disrespect Wilmer Flores. Wilmer Flores. But look, if we're looking for guys that could step to the dish in October in a big moment, you're looking for a long ball. You're looking for somebody to come up that could do damage. You need guys like Devers, and that's what that does. That's what adding him into the lineup does. You have Devers, you have Ramos, you have Jung-Hoo Lee at the top of the lineup. I mean, think about this Giants team now under Buster Posey added Willie Adames in the offseason, and now Rafi Devers here ahead of the trade deadline. That's some good work. And you have done this now early enough to where if you get another month down the road and it hasn't completely solved your issues, you make another move. I mean, I feel like Wilmer Flores probably slots into the first base role. I know Dom Smith has been given.
What does the lineup look like now for SF?
I know Dom Smith has been doing good things right now or early on with the Giants, but that is always it's never a long-lasting thing with Dom Smith. So that's temporary. I think Wilmer Flores and Dom Smith probably end up in a platoon. Well, no, I don't want to put Flores in a platoon. He is having a good one of the best starts to a season in his career. I don't want to knock him into a platoon role, so I want to give Flores first base or second base, first or second. That feels like home for him. Probably second, which means Tyler Fitzgerald is going to lose some run here. But there's going to be an opportunity if we see that inevitable Dom Smith drop off, there'll be an opportunity for the Giants to themselves go after a first baseman at the trade deadline. If Devers isn't enough, they get almost 7 weeks to see what this team looks like with Rafi Devers, to see, do we need to add more? I really like the thought process here of jumping on this early, because Rafi Devers now may end up being the biggest name moved at the deadline. Truthfully, the biggest impact from a position player, from a bat standpoint, the most impactful player that gets moved ahead of the 2025 deadline, that may have just happened. It may be Devers. So that could be a huge boost for the Giants. And again, if they need more, they could always try, see what they got, and maybe go and get more, because there are opportunities. There are still areas to update this team. The question about what the lineup looks like right now, I mean, the Giants are going to be able to mix and match and move things around, but the top four feels like Lee, Ramos, Devers, and Adames. That's your top four. And then from 5 through 9, you mix and match, you play the matchups, you play the hot bat, you move some things around. Kind of feel like that may be the approach. But there could still be areas to upgrade and improve this team, and rentals will cost less. Rentals, Ryan O'Hearn is going to be a rental. Marcell Ozuna is going to be a rental. Now, problem with Ozuna is he would have to DH. So with Devers at DH, you're out of the equation for a Marcell Ozuna type. But you could certainly target a first baseman. You could target a third baseman. There could be some opportunity. Now, there's not a lot of third basemen available. So that's the beauty of doing this. When I'm going through my mind and I'm thinking about targeting a first baseman, targeting a third baseman, it's rather thin. So grabbing Devers now just looks really good. It's a great get by the San Francisco Giants, snagging Devers, getting him early. All right, guys. So here's the thing. It's Father's Day, and there's still some evening things that I want to do with the kids. So I wanted to just hop on for a quick half hour. I do appreciate all of you coming in. If you're just coming in now, rewind this thing back and watch it right from the start, and you'll catch some of my thoughts moving forward, because as of now, we're going to hop off and go spend some family time. But we will be back around 9:30, 10 o'clock for power rankings. So come on back then, and we'll have a new number one team, because the Mets, who were our number one team, just got swept this weekend by the Rays. They are out. So we are going to maybe have a new team. Maybe the Tigers are back. Maybe the Cubs can grab that spot. Maybe the Dodgers, if they can beat the Giants tonight, they're up 2-0 right now. The Dodgers could have a claim to grab the number one spot back. So we will be doing that in a short while. But all right, everybody, that is going to do it for me. Make sure to hit that like on the way out if you have not yet. Those of you that have been here to the end, I appreciate you. That is my 100 club. Making it all the way to the end does amazing things for the algorithm, and doing that video in, video out, live stream in, live stream out does great things for how YouTube promotes the video. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you for doing that. All right, Ballcap Nation, thank you for coming in. Again, I salute you. Hit that like on the way out, and remember, if it's low, let it go, and if it's high, let it fly. I'll catch you next time.